There you are. Dr. Anita Jindal is Senior Director in VMware, a high-tech company based in Silicon Valley. She is leading engineering for VMware Skyline product that provides proactive insights to drive intelligent customer actions. Prior to VMware, as engineering leader at NetApp, another high-tech company based in Silicon Valley, she led strategy and execution of data science, microservices, and API platforms using big data and cloud technologies. Anita held various engineering positions at Oracle and Sun. She worked as resident research associate at Argonne National Lab, researching applications of parallel computing to detection systems, an area of AI. She has several software patents and publications. She holds a PhD in computer science from University of Illinois at Chicago. Wow. Anita is a distinguished Toastmaster. She is a regular speaker and moderator to support STEM and women in technology goals globally. And she is an advisor for ThriveWise, a Bay Area nonprofit for women in science and engineering. I'm also proud to say she is a fellow Toastmaster at my Toastmaster Club in Bay Area. Over to Anita. You're muted, Anita, you're muted. Your sound was all okay in testing and so far, but suddenly it is not there anymore.
How about now?
Ah.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you for having me today. I'm excited to share with you my personal stories and insights along my career path. I grew up as an engineer and then moved into management and leadership roles. As I progressed, I developed insights. I learned from each experience and developed insights along the way. I was born in Delhi, India, as the youngest of four daughters, and my parents always encouraged me to follow my passion for STEM and pursue my dreams, which included my travel to US to pursue a PhD in computer science. I always wanted to be an engineer. I was a senior engineer when an opportunity came my way to lead the teams, and I moved into the management and then transitioned into the leadership roles. As I moved through this journey, I experimented and learned through each experience, and all the experiences that I had as part of this journey are unique and shaped me into a person that I am today. So I will take you through my transitions. When I initially started my engineering career as a first-time lead on the project, I had to deliver a brand new protocol within a product. I had fears and doubt on whether I will be successful. I brushed aside those fears. Our 2% team worked very hard to deliver this project. But in the process, we learned the valuable lesson of planning and setting right expectations. As an engineer, I used to pay a value highly on teamwork. I used to work with my colleagues to deliver my projects. In the process, my colleagues learned about my skills and developed confidence in my skills. To this day, I remember one of my colleagues who kept calling me because his project was constantly missing deadlines. He had confidence that I could turn around the situation. I joined his team, and within 2 months, I started delivering the project. And this changed the stakeholder perception of the entire team. My manager at that time noticed my collaboration and influence and offered me a management role. I was an engineer at heart, did not know anything about management. I saw this as an opportunity to grow beyond my technical skills. So I stepped into the management role, and it opened up a whole new world of strategic thinking, leadership skills, building high performance teams, collaboration, and influence. So the reason I'm sharing this story with you is that as a leader, first of all, we have to learn from each and every experience and add that to our tool chest for future. We also need to build relationships and collaborate across teams so that people can know about our skill sets, develop our confidence in those skill sets so that when there are opportunities, they can tap into us. And this is how the potential opportunities open up. So as I talk about leadership principles, the first principle that I really value is be bold. I was a brand new manager and was given a strategic project to deliver the web services standard for the industry. It was an unknown area, never done before. I took up this challenge and led my team to deliver the first web services standard for the industry, which became the foundation for the Java platform. And this is what shaped my character into taking risks, exploring uncharted territories, and leading my teams to successful outcomes. Since then, I have always instilled the value in my organization for my team to learn new technologies and deliver innovative solutions. And my team since then have delivered several first platforms and products for the organizations. Often there are situations where we do not know the end result or outcome, and due to fear, we hold ourselves back. I encourage everyone should take the risk and the challenge because if we don't step into those opportunities, we do not learn and grow. Building teams is a very important principle for leadership, and the two areas that I highly value as part of organizations that I build are developing next set of leaders through empowerment and giving and coaching. And the second one is providing regular input for the development of people. When I initially started my management career, all my teams were in US. With globalization, I built teams in India and other geographies. Initially, I used to spend a lot of time building one-on-one connections and doing the execution over the phone through the team. It was through the late night and early morning calls. And as my organizations grew, I knew that this model would not scale. I started empowering my team members in different geographies so that they can start taking the technical and the leadership and the project level decisions. So this ended up with the increase in productivity, the scaling of the operations. I also ensured that my team knew that I would value their decisions, I would support them in their decisions and step in as necessary. My team developed confidence and grew on these projects where they were able to drive these operations independently and solve the problems themselves. Early in my career, I was very quick to provide solutions to people. Whenever there was a problem, I would jump in and provide solutions and help out my teams. Over time, I learned that and embraced the coaching style where now I work with my teams so that they learn to solve the problems themselves, where I am by the side, but they are solving the problem themselves. One of the most important attribute of leadership is how do you train your own team members to handle the complex situations and solve the problems themselves. I value the performance feedback and input quite a bit because feedback is a gift, and that is very important for personal growth. Initially, in my management and technical career, the feedback came once a year as performance review cycles. It was ambiguous with no examples on what to improve. It always left me confused, and I was thinking like what do I need to do differently? Over years, as I started working with organizations, I embraced the style of providing regular feedback to my team members on with specific examples on how they can learn from those situations and develop themselves. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is that for building high performance teams, it is very important to give autonomy and grow the team members so that they build the confidence and start handling the situations themselves. It's important to provide them specific examples and input time in a timely manner so that they can improve as they're going forward. So that also helps their forward growth. Collaboration is very important. Most of the projects or the products that we build, they're cross-functional in nature, where we have to work across teams. When I have one instance where we had to deliver the, the cloud service for one of the companies that I was working with, and we did not have the necessary infrastructure in cloud. It wasn't even built. The team that we were working with, they had their own priorities. So I had to work with this team on helping them understand why it was important for them to work with us. After several meetings, they realized that providing the necessary infrastructure for us in the cloud will help them showcase a production service on the infrastructure hosted by them, which would further their organization's mission. We were able to deploy our first production cloud service uh, for that company. Whenever we are working with the cross-functional teams, it's very important for us to spend time with those teams so that they can understand what's in it for them and why should they care to work with us. We have to include them as part of the planning process. We have to value their perspectives and inputs as we are delivering projects. When a product is successful or a project is successful, we have to make sure that all the teams who were involved in the projects are acknowledged. Taking all these steps will strengthen the relationships with the cross-functional teams. It will help us build relationships for future projects. Number 3 is achieve excellence. As a leader, we have to make sure that we have a high quality bar. Several years ago, I took a responsibility of an organization. Few weeks into the organization, I realized that the processes were all manual. The team was starting the product development from scratch every time. There were quality issues. The bug fixes from one release were not carried over to the next. So I spent time with the team on automating the processes for QA, the code reviews, the code check-ins, so that we can get repeatability in delivering our quality releases. Within 4 months, we were able to get the automation in place and improve our processes and get to a repeatable cadence for delivering the product. As a leader, it is very important that we look at the organizational efficiency and ensure that we are paying heavy attention to how do we improve the processes? How do we bring in automation so that our team members are spending more time in building code rather than solving production issues? Any product that should come out of our organization should be high quality. And this is where the leader should be spending a lot of time. So the efficiency and delivering, ensuring that the products they are delivered are high quality. I'll talk about another principle, continually learn. So the technology is changing at a very fast pace. And as we are looking at the technology, and even as I started my career, I learned new technologies, I learned new domains. And I started with core bar distributed computing and went into web services, big data, Hadoop, and cloud. As a leader for my organization, I also spend time in instilling the values of within my own team members on learning the new technologies and using these technologies for building innovative products for our customers. And using these particular new technologies as part of development, our team is growing and learning new skill set. Learning also comes from giving back to the community. Over years, I have developed experience. So I take time to mentor others, to share experiences like Ramesh gave me an opportunity to share experiences here. So I share experiences at conferences and other places so that people can benefit from these experiences. Because when I started my career, I used to be the only female engineer on the team. And I had to really learn the lessons as I went through my journey. So I want to see how I can impart these lessons and share these lessons so that others can benefit from these lessons. Another area which is very front and center for me is diversity and inclusion. So as a leader, it's very important for us to pay attention to diversity and inclusion. How are we building the diverse culture and bringing in the diverse perspectives in building the best products in the industry? So as an engineering leader or as any leader, we have to continuously learn because there is so much technology out there. So that is what can help us bring in the innovation for our products and help the growth of our own teams. And we can also help other people grow by paying forward. So thank you for having me today and helping and enabling me to share my journey and the leadership principles that I learned along the way. Be bold, building teams, collaborate, achieve excellence, continually learn are some of the attributes that I am carrying over from my learnings into my day-to-day work today. I encourage you to take the ones that are most meaningful for you along your own leadership journey. Enjoy, have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita, for such a wonderful talk from your own experience. I really appreciate that. Is there any question or comments for Anita? So Satish asks, is there any comment on conflict resolution at all levels? All levels. Mhm.
Yes. So the way to handle conflict is I go with data. I'll give you an example. At a engineering level, if you have design discussions, people might have diverse ideas. So then what you want to do is look at the design, ask people to bring in the pros and cons, and based on that data, you have to make the best decision. Because you're giving an opportunity for everybody to come in and talk about their perspectives. And then based on the data, you are making the best decision for the project. At a high level, at a peer level, if there's a conflict, one of the techniques that I have learned, I don't let that conflict keep on brewing inside me. I have a candid conversation with that person on what's bothering me, or if they're or so that I can also understand their perspective on of what they were thinking when they were having that interaction, or I would help them understand my perspective so that we can come to a mutual conclusion. A lot of times people are not aware when they are in the interactions with respect to the conflict. So it's best to have a candid and a transparent conversation.
We're running a little over time, but I'll still accommodate one more question that has come in the YouTube live chat. How did you manage personal and professional balance while you're learning, growing in leadership ladder? Is it easy to
I
do?
had, yeah, I had lot of help. So the family helps a lot. So I had lot of help from my husband, my sisters, and then so that's where, like, as a professional woman, and then it was, I had lot of responsibilities, but it's the family which came in and helped. So my husband helped me, my sisters helped me, wherever my mom used to come and help me with the kids. So there was lot of family help, and this is where, if you are a working family, like, it's very important for a spouse to be supportive of your career and your dreams. So this and that's where I got a lot of help as well. So we used to work together.
That's great. One more question. What was the most difficult skill to learn and implement in your leadership journey?
Like I talked about, I'm an engineer at heart. So anytime somebody would have a problem they were not able to solve, I would say, like, why is it taking them so long to solve it? The answer is right there. So that's, so this is where I learned, and this is one of the skills my dad also used to use during our childhood. He knew the answer, but he used to ask us the questions, and I used to think, why is he asking us all those questions? But that is one of the leadership attribute, that while you might have an answer, but how do you grow other people and train them so that they're able to solve those problems on their own?